Amazon cuts seller fees in Europe amid Shein and Temu price war. So Amazon is making one of its biggest fee reductions ever in Europe, slashing referral fees for low-priced fashion, home goods, pet clothing, groceries, and vitamins to stay competitive with ultra-cheap marketplaces like Shein and Temu. These cuts drop some referral fees from 15% down to as low as 5 to 8%, along with reduced fulfillment fees across major EU markets. So I wanted to talk about this because in the past, we've talked a lot about the importance of competition to Amazon, which is still relatively minimal in the US, but it looks like it's starting to cut into their market share enough in Europe that they're actually having to cut prices and fees for sellers, which is great for us.
That was exactly how I read it too. And that article also says that February 1st, that they're going to cut home products from 15% to 8%, which is like, if you have, I can't do the math publicly here, but if you're cutting your cost to your fees to Amazon in half there, I mean, for some people, that's a not insignificant increase to their profit.
Yeah. You figure a 1999 product, that's $1.40 back in your pocket with that 7% referral fee change. But I can't help but read this. I can't help but read this and laugh because look at what happened in 2025, right? Big announcement, no changes in fulfillment fees. Boom, hit us with low inventory level fees, placement fees. So Amazon's going to make up for this somewhere else. And I'd imagine in 3 to 6 months, we'll hear what that new change in EU is going to be.
Yeah,
well,
absolutely.
They'll be fulfilling all of the Shein and Temu orders.
Right. That's right. Yeah. And now we've partnered with Shein and Temu, and we fulfill for them. You can fulfill your FBA inventory.
Yes.
I mean,
and we're increasing our multi-channel fulfillment fee.
Yeah, by 50%.
Yeah.
I think it's funny that Amazon, they've always got to save face for this stuff, and they know it because they said, as we continue to lower our costs to serve through operational improvements and innovation, we are passing on the greater savings to our selling partners.
Oh yeah.
If ever I've heard
always
a load of horse crap, that's it. Like they care about profit. Like they're a public company now, you know?
Yeah. Well, every company does that. Every big company, especially, they have their entire marketing and promotional team making sure everything sounds nice and fluffy and rainbows and kitty cats and all that stuff.
Exactly. And that's all that is, it's a public statement to appease the masses.
Yeah. There was a big Amazon event back in October in New Jersey, Sellers United, and Amazon was supposed to go to that event. And that's right when they were making the announcement of the 2026 announcement for fee changes.
Yeah.
And so they canceled because they didn't want to have any representatives at that event being drilled with questions because they didn't have all the information needed. So, I mean, Amazon, they're going to do what Amazon does, and we're going to feel the hammer at the end of the day.
That's for sure. And you know what? The fact that they pulled out for that reason just goes to show how much they actually know about how we sellers feel about what they're doing.
Yes.
And they're going to do it anyhow. And they just need to make sure that kind of the pot doesn't boil over, so to speak, and their reps don't get pummeled.
Yeah, I really think that Amazon, and I've been saying this for 2 or 3 years now, like Amazon should employ one of us, right? I don't think they have any long-term sellers on their team who really understand how sellers operate and what they need. And I think it would be super beneficial for them.
I totally agree. I've even considered, not necessarily from a PR standpoint, but for more of an understanding standpoint to help us sellers going to Amazon and getting a job in I don't know what area, but some area, just so that I could basically figure out, okay, guys, this is what's actually going on.
Yeah.
Because Amazon, as we know, is so siloed, and they have such high turnover in so many positions that the people that work there don't know what's going on, and they don't have the experience that we do in terms of what we see on the ads platform, what we see in the product display, the product details page, what we see in terms of buyer behavior and conversions and all that kind of stuff, changes that they make that negatively impact or positively impact us. They don't know that stuff, right? And if they did employ, and I'm not talking about employing influencers in this space, talking about people that are in the trenches of Amazon, operators, yes. And they need to, even on a fractional basis, where they can go, hey, what's happening? And this person can go, this is what's actually happening. And then, but Amazon needs to care enough to be able to do that. And there are, don't get me wrong, there are lots of awesome people that work at Amazon. I have friends that work at Amazon, and they do care. They do care. But most of them, their hands are tied because they don't know how to make an impact to resolve the thing,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that really is where the competition comes in. If we want Amazon to support sellers more, they're not going to do it unless they have to do it. They're going to focus on providing the best experience for the customer, not necessarily good experience for the sellers. Now, I did just recently have a relatively good experience with Amazon support, because this new company that we were launching that I was talking about earlier, somebody had created their listings previously before they got brand registered and everything. So we didn't have full control of the listing. So I couldn't change a lot of things. And we were going back and forth with support and we're getting nowhere. But then all of a sudden, the brand got an email that, hey, we are giving you this high-level specialist support access. And we had to email this special email and fill out this spreadsheet with any things that we wanted updated. And I submitted that with all the issues that we're having, that we didn't have control of these listings and everything. And within a couple of days, they had it all fixed for us, even when support was telling us, no, you can't change that. Because, for example, their brand name is multiple words long, but a few of the listings only had the first word as the brand, and they would not change it. But this advanced support, they had it changed in a matter of about 12 hours.
Well, that's cool.
So that was quite pleasant that they gave us access to that. And it's ongoing. It doesn't really have a deadline that I can see. So we're still able to
use it. Not just for 12 months.
No, I didn't see any kind of deadline or anything. We'll see how long they actually give it to us. And you have to open up a case with regular support first. So you go to regular support.
Need a case ID.
They give you the generic response that it can't be done no matter what. And then, you send it to the advanced support and they take care of it right away for you.
Kind of sounds like SaaScore. Chris, do you know what he's talking about?
They call it escalated support. You can hear me now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in a better location. My hotel put me in room Siberia when they changed our reservation. So anyway, I'm in the main area now.
Cool.
I haven't heard a lot of positive feedback about it. I've had more people saying this was kind of the same thing we were already dealing with on cases we had already opened with regular support.
Okay.
But I could see how it could function the way a lot of escalation emails function, where once you target certain people instead of certain queues, you get, somebody manager level who can look it over. In your case, it sounds like it was a kind of a straightforward thing, right? Mm-hmm. All you have to do is read it and understand it. I mean, support reps always say you can't do stuff that you can do.
Yeah.
They always do that. Yeah. So.
Yeah, the regular support kept telling me that, you just got to create a new listing because you can't change a brand name ever once it's set.
Yeah.
Like, okay, that's false. But So
I
it's
think
Seller
that-
Success is the name of the team.
Seller, yeah.
Ah.
I mean, were you at Accelerate in 2024? They mentioned escalated support, and then it went away for a while, and then it came back around this year's Accelerate. So it was kind of dormant for a year, and then it came back. And then, of course, the Seller AI assistant was the big thing they're pushing now. So this kind of fell to the side. This wasn't really their big initiative anymore.
I think that I actually do think that Amazon is kind of figuring out how to appropriately create their support system now that they're as big as they are. It'll start out with AI. It'll then be escalated to somebody that doesn't know anything and reads a script. But then I think after that it should, I'm hoping that we'll have an escalation path that makes sense where and also I think that maybe with the AI, because it's going to be referencing their own policies, that you'll be able to give your first, or I guess technically your first human degree of support better information, because the AI will have referenced their own policies, hopefully. But I think all of us here know that Amazon has policies that contradict with each other.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm somewhat looking forward to AI replacing the bottom level of support. At least it'll be faster to get the rejection, probably.
Yeah, it'll be faster bad support to a resolution.
Yes.
Of no, we can't do that for you.
Yeah.
You'll know the need to escalate faster.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think I did an article, maybe just a LinkedIn post on why are people waiting? We hear from tons of sellers all the time. We need help with ABC. Okay, what have you done so far? Well, we did this, this, and this, and nothing really happened. Well, what do you mean nothing happened? Well, they just keep telling us to wait, that they're reviewing it, and days and days and days are going by. You have no idea if anything's actually happening.
Yeah.
And we have some people waiting like 5, 7, 9 days for a reply, and then they get a copy and paste boilerplate denial or just a message that says nothing.
Actually,
so this concept of waiting is like for the birds.
Yeah. You know what's funny,
Go
Chris,
ahead.
since you mentioned that, I have an open case with Amazon right now from Accelerate, from my meeting with Accelerate. It's still open, and the case number is like 088. You know, it's not a standard seller support case. And
they forgot about it. I mean, that's not.
I keep getting constant updates. Hey, we're looking into this. It's being escalated.
And it's automated.
Yeah, it's totally automated. And I gave them clear and overwhelming evidence of buyers threatening my account. I said, if you don't refund this money, this is like way outside of the refund policy on a supplement, by the way. And I said, if you don't refund us, me and my friends are going to buy all your inventory and then return it. And then we saw a doubling of our return rate. Like
you need to report that to abuse teams. You don't want to wait for Seller Cafe.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, Seller Cafe is a huge, I could do a whole thing just on that, because I met with a bunch of people there and they made promises. I mean, it would take forever to tell you all the details because I talked to them about a dozen different accounts. They made all these promises. They didn't come across on most of it.
Yeah.
And when I tried to follow up, they were just sort of like, oh, we'll just message a bunch of sellers that you told us about. Some of these people weren't even clients. They were just sellers who couldn't get into Accelerate because they were suspended. Anyway.
I got a quick, short 20-second Seller Cafe story. I landed in Accelerate. My account gets suspended as soon as I check into the hotel. $7 million a month Amazon business. So we're like, oh, this is great. We'll go to the cafe, to meet with someone in person. Yeah. So we schedule it. It's 3 hours later. We get there. We're like, we're going to meet with someone live and be able to discuss this, get this resolved. This is amazing. They put us on a virtual call with someone from like Tennessee. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Yeah, Seller Cafe needs to be done a totally different way next year.